This heavy machinery shredding a sleek corporate document shows exactly what happens to most standard private sector resumes when they enter a government hiring portal. Reusing your corporate resume results in an almost guaranteed automated rejection. This split screen illustrates the core disconnect between the two systems. Private recruiters want brevity to rank candidates with speed. Government portals, on the other hand, demand dense documentation to prove compliance and legal eligibility. To survive this dual evaluation process, you need to engineer a specialized public agency resume, one designed specifically to bypass the machine's algorithmic filters and satisfy the human HR auditors. Step 1 is gathering your raw materials. You need your current resume, the specific vacancy announcement you are applying for, and the exact historical timeline data for every position you've held. Government hiring involves strict audit regulations. Pulling this granular data together right now is the only way to ensure your application can provide the specific, verifiable facts both the system and the HR specialists require to advance you. A methodal affirmation. A government job announcement is not a marketing advertisement. It operates as a strict legal grading checklist. Your resume has to explicitly prove you meet every listed criteria. Open your target posting and locate 3 specific sections: duties, requirements, and how you will be evaluated. Look at this digital document. Scan those sections for repeated skills, mandatory tools, and exact responsibilities, and watch how we extract them and pull them into a separate structured list. That extracted list serves as the mandatory vocabulary blueprint for your entire application. If the agency asks for MS Project, you write MS Project, not a generic term like project scheduling software. If your wording fails to mirror this precise structural blueprint, the portal's logic flags you as unqualified, and the system discards your application before a human ever sees it. Now we apply that blueprint to the layout of your resume itself, starting with the header and your work history. Because of strict public sector regulations, these systems require explicit, upfront proof of your legal eligibility to even begin the review process. This header layout shows the non-negotiable additions. You must include distinct fields indicating your exact citizenship status, active security clearance levels, and any special hiring authorities you qualify for. Moving down to your work experience, you must provide rigid timelines. Document the exact month and year you started and ended each role, the precise hours worked per week, and any relevant professional licenses. Cautionary: in the corporate world, it is common practice to round dates to the nearest year to save space. In a government portal, omitting those granular timeline details leads to immediate disqualification. HR specialists rely on those specific numbers to calculate your total specialized experience. Supplying these rigid data points gives the agency the necessary legal justification to move you forward to the shortlist. Next, we translate your professional summary and experience bullets using the vocabulary blueprint you extracted earlier. Follow the rule of exact terminology. Strip out your company's internal jargon and replace it with the specific systems and nouns written in the vacancy announcement. This graphic shows a standard, vague private sector bullet: improved inventory process, getting scanned and rejected by the system. It fails the government grading rubric because it lacks specific metrics. Watch as we rewrite it into a compliant public sector statement. Tracked and reconciled 500-plus assets using the agency inventory system, improving accountability and reducing write-offs by 20%. Notice the 3 key elements added here: exact scale and numbers, a direct reference to an agency system, and a measurable percentage of improvement. While terminology is critical, do not keyword stuff or copy entire sentences from the posting out of context. Providing a contextual, highly quantified translation of your work proves your private experience matches their public duties, without triggering fraud flags when the human HR specialist audits your file. Even with perfectly translated text, there is a hidden technical trap waiting. Over-designed graphic layouts will completely break the text parsers inside government systems. Ruthlessly strip away all columns, tables, graphic elements, and non-standard fonts. Your goal is a clean top-to-bottom layout. To guarantee your resume will survive the software, use the plain text test as your ultimate self-diagnostic tool. Look at this split-screen comparison. Paste your document into a program like Notepad. If it turns into scrambled data like the left side, the portal cannot parse it. It must flow chronologically and cleanly, exactly like the simple text on the right. Once your document passes the plain text test, you face a final strategic decision: uploading your formatted file directly or manually entering your data into the portal's native resume builder. Whenever a system like USA Jobs provides a native portal builder, use it. The builder forces your data into the exact structural fields the evaluation software prefers. Respecting these strict technical limitations ensures the text parsers work correctly, meaning the carefully translated keywords you compiled actually register in the system. This file represents your new master document. It is completely calibrated and slots perfectly into the specific algorithmic constraints of an agency system. However, there is one final blind spot that routinely destroys flawless applications: forgetting the mandatory supplementary documents. Conduct a thorough audit of the job portal. Look for required attachments, such as official university transcripts, active professional licenses, or veteran status forms. Missing a single mandatory attachment will instantly trigger an automated ineligible status, locking your resume out of the process permanently. Lock in your master document, verify every single attachment is uploaded, and confidently submit your purely optimized government application.
Powered by EliteResume.net.